who you've always been.
This is wisdom and flow, not just a name, but a sacred movement, soul awakening, call home. We are here to remember that we are more than stories, more than skin, more than survival. We are divine identities, coded in stardust and soulfire. We live in alignment with the infinite, in rhythm of ancient wisdom, and in harmony with collective purpose. Our mission is to reveal the Christ within, to awaken the God seed in every soul, to equip a new humanity, sacred, relevant, and impactful engagement across every sphere of life. Here at Wi-Fi, love is unconditional, trust is a frequency, faith is the force, and power flows where truth lives. This is Wisdom and Flow, where the divine rises, and you remember who you've always been. Stay connected with us, to live aligned, love deeply, and flow divinely. Our core values are divine love, radical oneness, conscious awakening, and transformative service. We believe that all love life flows from and within the universe's divine essence, a loving, omnipresent, and inclusive presence expressed fully in every soul. Each person is a living temple of God, and our sacred practice is to see and express the divine in ourselves and all of life. This is love in action, where we affirm a unified world, where no one is excluded, no soul is opposed by darkness, and no power stands outside of love. We equally believe in the urgency to awaken humanity to the good news, their redemption. Divine invitation to rise from the inferior expression of life to the most radiant, attractive, and abundant life possible. Our calling is to embody His truth and co-create a reality where spirit flows freely, purposefully, and powerfully. Father, Mother, God, the embodying presence of all life. May the forces within me now become adjust and attentive to your divine promptings. That may always be awake to power through spiritual presence. Father, Mother, God, lift my entire life into conscious union with you, renewing me daily in the spirit of love, forgiveness, and fullness of joy. From this body temple of me, in which you live, let your goodwill shine forth through my aura, redeeming, consecrating, and perfecting all I see, touch, and relate with. All of the holy forces of my Father, Mother, God, take up the wings of the wind, and in the flash of lightning minister as angels to my soul. God, you are the light, the power, and eternal blessing. In you I live always, and to you be all glory forever. From the center of the universe, within the vastness of my soul, I evoke you to come forth, O God of all life, all wisdom, all power, all love, and all splendor, to flourish, O Lord of undertaking. I am one of thee, the great spirit of spirits, because the fullness of you embodies my soul. As your power, love, and presence shine radiantly through me, guiding all my ways and divine ambitions to reveal the brightness of your day. Abiding in the center of you, most adorable God, my will and courage are energized by a dream of beauty and power. My ways are full of holy influence as a great expression to all the divine attributes within me. In union with you, that your power always works for me. Nothing in the entire universe opposes my good. All things work with the fulfillment of my will. The spirit of the air is ministering life presence of God to me, renewing my soul, mind, and body. The spirit of the fire is ministering God's transforming and transmutation grace through me, making me bright as I absorb holy learning from pain. The spirit of the water is ministering God's restoring grace through my life, and I am ever purified and reborn with with the fullness of your presence. The spirit of the earth is ministering God's stabilizing love in my soul. In the fullness of my Godhood, I am radiantly perfect in the midst of the elements. I successfully carry to my will to the glory of God. My God, the flame of your divine love and wisdom purifies my mind and will. And you have become the health of my soul, mind, and body. All of life is assembled, working for my highest good, and my life is becoming the never-ending, ever-revealing glory of the mighty magic presence. I take authority over my life, and bless every condition I go through to reveal the greater good in my life. To you, O Father, Mother God, who is the most holy, who is the vastness of my soul, be all praise and glory throughout the ages. To your name be the might and power without end. Amen.
Amen and amen. God bless you, Joshua. God bless every one of you for being part of this morning's Sacred Flow service. Let us remain in the same atmosphere. If you have your eyes closed, continue to have them closed. And let's enjoy our breaths. And as you're breathing, I want you to take a slow, deep breath in and release gently. Again, inhale and exhale softly. Let the body drop its weight. No effort, no control, no performance, just awareness. Feel this. You are not preparing to meditate. You are returning to what you are. Now bring your awareness inward. Not imagining, not creating, but noticing. There is a space within you, silent, vast, unmoving. Allow yourself to sink into it. And as you go inward, you expand. This is the paradox. The deeper within, the wider existence becomes. You are entering the womb of creation. Now feel. You are held in a living field. Warm, still, intelligent. Nothing is missing here. Nothing is broken here. This is the origin point, before identity, before conditioning, before effort. Here, life does not struggle. It simply forms. Now breathe slowly. Inhale. Hold gently. Now exhale longer. I want you to repeat again. Inhale. Hold gently. And exhale longer. Each breath returns you to original coherence. Now become aware of anything held in the body. Tension, emotion, weight, old impressions. Do not analyze. Do not fix. Just notice. Now understand that nothing needs to be pushed out. The womb does not reject. It transforms. So now, on your next exhale, allow everything to soften and dissolve. No force, only permission. Now inhale deeply. And exhale, releasing deeper. Let the nervous system unwind. Let identity loosen. Let the past lose its grip. Now allow these truths to settle, not as ideas, but as reality. You exist and always will. Everything is here now. All is one, and you are not separate. What you are is what you experience. Everything changes, but truth remains. Feel this. You are not navigating life. You are generating experience. Now feel. From this stillness, your body begins to recalibrate. Breath deepens. Energy reorganizes. Cells receive new instruction. You are not repairing yourself. Life is restoring itself through you. Let this happen. Do nothing. Now silently affirm, I release what I am not. I return to what I am. Feel the shift. Now sense a new state emerging. Not imagined, not forced. Natural. Clarity, lightness, stability, and vitality. This is not something you gain. It is what remains when distortion is removed. Silently affirm, I am clear. I am aligned. I am life expressing itself. Now understand, you are not here to control life. You are here to align with it. The intelligence that forms you knows how to move you. Trust the current. No force, no resistance, just precision. Now gently bring awareness back to the body. Feel your breath. Feel your chest. Feel your hands and your feet, but remain connected to the stillness within. Now affirm slowly. Life is alive through me and as me. I am renewed in every moment. I am not separate from creation. I am creation aware of itself. Now sit in stillness. No effort. No seeking. Just being. Now inhale deeply and fully exhale. And so we say together, and so it is. Amen. Rev, if you're talking, we can't hear you. You're still on mute.
Oh dear. Apologies. I don't even know where to start. Okay. To say that all of this year is about alignment and transurfing. And we have been on the series Flowing Without Falls, which has now transitioned into the induced transition, which we started last week. And I said, for those of you who are here, obviously, even if you're not here, the recording is available. So I expect that you had a chance to go over it. So here's a quick recap of last week's, and then we zoom into today's. In all fairness, I thought that the world is not getting worse. You may be changing world. It was going to be just one session, but it's never the case, is it? The moment we start to unpack it, it just turns into something else. So maybe I'll attempt to wrap it up today. If I fail, we'll continue that next week. As the customer displays is we are never in a rush. We have all the time in the world. All the time in the world. So, who wants to take it? Who's taking it?
Bless you, sir.
Jay, did you unmute yourself?
Jay, go on. If he's talking.
No.
Oh no, you're going to say no because you know I'm going to go because I saw your mute yourself. You're trying to redeem the situation. All right, yeah, go on.
No, he will still have his time anyway. I'm only just omitting myself to point out those who were here last week. Last week, so Mami was here, Jay was here, Sam was here as well. So I think they would be in a position to retrieve what was said. That notwithstanding, I also had the opportunity, like we always say. I mean, I think it's even much better if not much better, but you get the opportunity to listen to it well when you are watching it on YouTube. Because when we sat down and you're talking, because we are here, it's live, you're listening, some things might escape us, some words might just pass, some statements might just pass without us like hearing it well or understanding it. But when you get the opportunity to sit down, you have the time to rewind forward and do whatever you want with it. So I think it's never an excuse to not be here or being here. I think what you guys did last week is amazing. And I was just listening and asking myself, so why have you always thought like that? And it's something that we always do. I mean, I in particular, I always say, or most of the times I do say, if you are just a sound, a case of today, don't respect. In our time, we used to do this. We don't pause and ask ourselves the basic questions. In my time, that was about 1980 something, 90 something. When I used to play on the streets of Nkoko, the world wasn't as it is now. My reality was different because all that I knew was a projection of what was in my subconscious and in my awareness. So I was living in Nkoko when I moved to Accra in my early years. What was real to me was what I was seeing and what I had learned and what I knew. So comparing that to what I'm seeing now and what is happening now, I don't think it's right for me to say that the world is changing. I have changed world. My mindset have changed. My concept have changed. My reality has changed. We might think that children of today don't respect. Trust me, they respect more than we used to. Because when I was in primary college, the sort of things that we used to do that our parents did not know, only God knows. Waiting for that day that we go to heaven and they will show the big screen for our sins and our parents will be looking at us. Kids of today don't do what we used to do back in primary college, but yet we want them to behave in a way that we used to behave. And because our worlds are different, if they don't do as we used to do, we jump into conclusion that they've not been brought up well. You are right to say that our worlds it's not maybe we have changed worlds or our worlds. It is definitely our worlds have changed. The world is not changed. The world is as it is and as it should be. And it's moving as it has to. The universe is constantly moving in its own terms and in a way that will benefit and profit life. So nothing has changed about it. Nothing is wrong with it. We are changing worlds. Our reality is constantly changing. So today I'm sat in Salisbury. I know a lot of things. I've heard a lot of things. I've seen a lot of things. So what I believe and what I stand for is a projection of what I know, what I believe now, and the things I've seen. If I move from here and I go and live in America for a while, and the things I will see, the things I will hear, my reality and the things that will change. That means my world will change. The world is not changing, but I have changed my world, my mindset. And so the world is not getting any harder or any softer. There's nothing under the sun that has never happened before. There's nothing new under the sun. And when we begin to understand that, and I think you did make a statement, powerful statement. When we are able to understand both worlds, the world as it is, and the world that we are projecting as a result of our subconsciousness, when we're able to make those who understand both worlds, we will be able to make better decisions. We'll be able to understand what is happening. We will be able to live a better life, and we will be able to help sustain life and promote life, and not quickly jump into conclusion. Because we don't understand both worlds, and most of the times we want to pass judgment, we want to make decisions based on the world that we are projecting. We are quick to say that, oh, of Mami's view is not good, or of Mami is in the wrong, or the kids are in the wrong, or this person in the wrong, because we are only seeing the world from our perspective, from our lens, from what we know, from what we have been taught. So I think that's why I will leave the rest for those who were here.
Thank you. Anyone else? Yeah, go on.
I think last week, what I remember was you liking the water to the subconscious mind. We talked about it how where it means when the water is murky, that you leave it alone and the gravity does its job. It settles. I think you likened it to the subconscious mind, that when it's trying to use the right words. But yes, that's what you said. And I think it's about also projecting what is inside and outside. You said that we look through our eyes. What we see, what we see is, I'm just trying to use the exact words.
No. You can just say it in your own words. You don't have to.
Okay. In other words, like we project what is in us to the outside world. In other words, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. I think I say this, that whatever experience you're having per time. This morning, when I woke up, there was something on my heart, and I always kind of journal or write down what comes to my heart when I wake. So I wrote this: that everything in our lives flows from who we believe we are. Our experiences never rise above our identity. And who we are being in our inner world will override what we do and our overall outcomes. But often what happens with the average person, or most of us, is we try to use our experiences to dictate reality. So yes, it's true, whatever experience you're having is real. But confusing that for reality itself is where the challenge is. They are not identical statements. For me to say that my experience is real and my experience is reality aren't the same. Yes, someone slaps you, you feel the pain. The pain is real. But how does it are you saying something?
Yeah, I was gonna ask, the pain is real, but what's the reality?
Okay.
The reality is you've been slapped.
Okay. So the stories we tell around, or we tell around the experience, is what we sometimes confuse to be reality itself. Okay. If someone is grieving, he's pain again. The grief is real, or the grief is real. And as I said, inner government is a compendium of my interactions and my experiences with human beings. I hear it a lot. I don't have money. And then you come up, you are the silly and the Adam and me will come in to say, open your eyes to the abundance that's around you. And people hear these things and sometimes they think they are just theory, they're just words, because so far as they are concerned, the reality is they don't have money in their pockets. Their bank account is zero. They are in overdraft. So they define that as reality. Yeah, so someone struggling financially, the difficulty is real. If someone experiences a betrayal, injustice, loss, all these events cannot be dismissed with mystical language. And I've said that is not what we seek to do. Because wisdom does not deny the fact of it. But wisdom asks deeper questions. I was saying this yesterday, a few of my friends had asked me in the background about for my opinion on the issue with the pastor that preached and got the imam came up with words and that anyone who speaks against the Prophet Muhammad, yada yada yada, the guy who got in custody and got slapped. I have been pushed for my opinion. And I just told myself, I'm not going to rush to say anything. I'll leave it till the end of the week. And I'm glad I did. Because when I allowed it to unfold, it gave me the opportunity to ask much deeper questions than being drawn into the Christian versus Muslim or Muslim versus Christian stupidity. So, wisdom doesn't deny the fact. It rather asks deeper questions. So what happens after that fact enters consciousness? What meaning am I giving to it? What identity do I build around experience? What sort of expectations am I creating around this experience that I'm having, or these facts on the ground? What possibilities am I denying myself from seeing or noticing as a result of this experience that I have overrated and made my presumed reality? These are the questions. And I said the other day, I gave an example of my colleague at work, Manny, who lost his job. And I'll say it again. When he had lost the job and he called me and was having a chat, he's a 60-year-old man. He thought that, you know, where does he go from here? You know, it felt like it's the end of it. He couldn't really hold the thought of having to go job hunting again at this time when he should be thinking about retirement. But yet again, he falls out of job when he's not really ready to stop working. And I remember exactly what I told him. I was like, bro, it's not all lost. This might be another door that is opening for you. Those were my exact words. And that's why he keeps coming back. Even yesterday, he called me. I'm like, Sammy, I haven't forgotten you. I owe you. I'm like, Oga, send me money and stop telling me you owe me. You know, if you owe me, pay. And stop telling me you owe me. Long story short, they got rid of him, and he walked into an opportunity that's paying him 25,000 more than what he was earning for. How do you explain that? Yes, it was true that he lost his job, but the reality wasn't that was his end. The reality wasn't that he couldn't earn beyond what he felt he was losing. That's the difference. So the possibilities we stop ourselves from noticing when life appears to throw us a curveball. See, that's what I'm talking about. So same circumstance, same economic environment, maybe two people facing redundancy. One might go, this is terrible, I did not expect this, but perhaps this chapter is over and I need to now understand and reevaluate my options. Another might look at the same situation and go, well, I knew it. Nothing works for me. Oh, I knew I wasn't going to last in this job. This always happens. I'll probably lose my house. I probably will not be able to pay my mortgage. And then they start spiraling stories after that. But is that the reality? Is the lies we tell ourselves? Because that is the dictate of the ego. See, the same circumstance, the different realities. One sees opportunities, one sees possibilities, the other sees it as the end of his wealth. That's what I'm talking about. And the trap I find sometimes, yeah? The trap is a trap where the egoic mind is funny, very funny. When it begins experiencing darker moment, it rarely comes. Tell me, have you sat and thought to yourself, oh, I'm thinking negative thoughts. Oh, I'm now constructing negative interpretations of reality. You never think that. Do we? We don't. You don't, because it doesn't sound like that to you. It sounds like you are reasoning. It sounds like you are being true to the fact. It sounds like, oh, I'm interplaying with reality. Sometimes it even sounds like a very intelligent argument. Oh, I'm not being negative, I'm being realistic. I heard that statement from people all the time. The moment you try to go, hey, I think you are not thinking about this, right? No, I'm being realistic. The excuses we make for ourselves to get trapped in the possibilities we fail to notice. I'm an old ass. You cannot teach what's it called, the old dog a new trick. This is how things work for me. This is how things work for me. Every time I hear those statements, I cringe. It shows me a mind that is locked and confined to an addicted or conditioned reality. I've been around long enough to know how life works. When I see these signs, when I see these signs, it always tells me this is going to happen. Oh, you know, yeah. When I come across people and they do this, it tells me that they're going to disappoint me. Oh, in this employment, in this workplace, they only use people. They only use you. Oh, this place, they are racist. You know what? Also, we need to face this. We need to say it as it is. We need to see things as they are. I hear all these things, and sometimes they are so depressed. They make me feel depressed sometimes. The question is, are you really? Are we not just seeing things the way we have repeatedly learned to see them? Are we not just seeing things the way we have trained ourselves to see them? But do you recall just quite recently, you I think, was it a video, a picture that we were talking about, and you mentioned to me that you saw something that wasn't there, and I later pointed out, I was just trying to point out that, I've forgotten the exact scenario. It's not very long ago, and you were telling me that when you looked at it, you did not see what I was showing you then, because your mind had already told you something. Do you recall exactly what it was? I've forgotten the exact.
Yeah, I think we talked about it, and I said I was driving. I also gave an example of me driving with a friend. When I said the car came in, we had a right of way. My car came in from a building, straight in and like out again. And the lady I was with said she didn't see the car. Yeah, I know what you talked about it, but I remember that story. I shared that story as well, that she didn't see the car at all. Until the car went, she was like, I didn't see that car. I was like, really? She said, yeah, I didn't see it. And truthfully, it's easy not to see. Yeah, I remember you showing it. You not see it at all, but it's there.
Yeah. So the axiom that we see things for what we are, it stands true. We superimpose our impressions upon what we want to call reality.
And sometimes we see things that are not even there at all.
Yeah, Mandela effect. You see? And for me, this distinction changes everything, because pessimism, I've been told that I'm too optimistic for my own good and stuff like that. But finally, this week someone said the same thing again, and I've realized that pessimism can often disguise itself as wisdom. That when you can be pessimistic and think you are being realistic. And on the other side of the spectrum, someone being frequently cynical can also present itself as maturity. Life needs balance. Wisdom is not our inability to see darkness or our inability to see what's not working, but it's our refusal to allow darkness. I'm using darkness here loosely, not that darkness is bad. It's our refusal to allow darkness to become the only thing that we can see. Are we clear? The lifelines. We are liberated by the truth we know, and you cannot excel the state of your consciousness by time. You see yourself as a winner, that mentality will shine through all your endeavors. If you see yourself as someone who is incapable, that will shine through everything you do. If you perceive yourself as having a can-do spirit, you will bring that, to import that to everything you do. Our identities and our conceptions of ourselves ultimately dictate out, as I was saying earlier. And people, gradually, we do shift towards versions of experience which corresponds to the quality of the consciousness that we inhabit consistently. So whatever outcomes I'm having, I pause and ask myself, what consciousness has dictated this? That's why you need to change. That's why you need to address. That's what you need to have a look at, as opposed to trying to shift and rearrange outcomes. Make the inside of the cup clean, and the outside shall doubtless be clean. So whether we interpret lifelines metaphysically or psychologically or symbolically, it's worth exploring the principle. We've already talked about this when we started our journey into transcendence. What you repeatedly inhabit becomes your normal state. And sadly, once something becomes normal, you stop recognizing it as a state. You stop seeing it as who you have become, because it's normal, and you wouldn't even see anything wrong with it. The moment someone talks or addresses you in an area that injures or kind of touches your normalized state, you're apt to defend it. Because it's become an addiction. I'm not sure if I'm making sense with that. You start calling it reality. You start accepting it as reality. See, we are all sat on this, and we have gotten used to every time we're in the session. Let me call your attention to something. Do you notice that I have my background has got an orange line over my right shoulder?
It's over your left shoulder. From
where you sat, yeah. Do you notice that?
Yeah.
Okay. Ignore that for now. Do you hear the background music?
Yes.
Okay. Do you know that we always have sessions with that music in the background? Yeah?
Yeah.
You can sit through the talk and you will not pay any attention to it. It just disappears. It becomes normal. You're used to it, and it doesn't disturb you. It doesn't obstruct you. You don't even recognize it because it's become normal. You don't notice it. It happens. And something happened at work once. I a few years ago when we were in the side office, and I went in the office. People would be working. They were playing on the radio. Some people we had the radio on in the office that plays. But normally I would just put my music on. Calm, relaxing music, nature sounds, and I have my headphones on. And I decided to do an experiment. So one time I was working in an area. I wasn't working on my laptop. I was working on a board, and doing a write up and a map for a presentation. So I'd had my laptop playing and blaring the music that everybody could hear. Had 3 people walk by. Oh, someone are you listening to? Someone are you listening to? Oh, what's that? It's distracting. And I'm like, so you don't find the radio that is playing glaringly distracting, but you find what I'm playing in my little space distracting. I'm like, and I remember this so vividly. It was one of my friends, Owen. I'm like, mate, I'm setting you a test, okay? Just sit, go back to your space, sit there for the next 10-15 minutes, pretend this is not here, and it will cease to be a bother. It's like, oh, don't play those mind games with me. That I'm saying, no, sincerely, it's distracting you because you are paying attention. You take your mind off it, it will cease to be a nuisance. True. You walk into a room and you hear like a washing machine quietly, a fan quietly, kind of blurting on. At first you notice it, but after some time, you barely hear it. It gets absorbed into normalcy. After an hour, it totally disappears from conscious awareness. The sound hasn't stopped. You have just adapted to it. And we are humans. And we are stupid like that. We adapt. And that is the trap. It's a good thing if you have adapted to something that expands and exalts you. But when you have adapted to something that is taking life away from you and depriving you, then it becomes a challenge.
I think saying that, funnily, about 2 weeks ago, I was doing an experiment where this what you're saying, that we kind of numb the sounds around us. I consciously listened to all the sound in the that I'm hearing in the area. I could hear the cars, I could hear the birds, I could hear the fridge, I could hear the noise they were making downstairs, outside, the neighbors talking. All these sounds were going on at the same time. And I was saying to myself, we actually don't even hear them. I just pick and choose what I hear at a time. Yeah. There's a lot of sound. If you try and do that experiment, you'll be able to hear.
That's one of the ways. That is one of the very easiest ways to sharpen your intuition.
Yeah.
And to improve your awareness. It's a very good exercise. Very good exercise. So, at first, you probably see there are people who wake up every morning complaining about how sad their life is. At first, they notice that they may notice that negativity, and these things that I share, they are real life. I have real life stories. You can ask some. I talk to all sorts of people. I have stories. If I'm to write a book with the experiences, I think I should do that project. Plenty stories. And eventually, the complaining becomes natural for you. Natural. It becomes very natural to you. The saddest thing I've heard someone I heard someone tell me last week was the fact that nothing works out for them. I cried. Like, how cruel can life be to one, or how cruel can life, or can someone perceive life be to them to make them make that conclusion that nothing works for them? I felt so sad. What happens is, with that kind of awareness, you will attract experiences to confirm that. That's why anytime I hear someone say, I'm not good at this, I'm not good at that, cringe. I have a problem, a personal problem with that statement. You probably might not have figured how to do that effectively yet, or efficiently yet. It doesn't mean you are not good at it. And to even add that phrase to the end of I am is even more worrying. I am, that is the composite of infinite potentiality. How did it arrive at not being, oh God, I can't take this. How did it arrive at not being able to do, or not being good at something? Think about it. You've not chosen to make that important to you. You've not made an estimation to make it worthy of the investment of your energy. Yes, that's probably why. But never say you're not good at anything. Never. Because that is how states become our world. They become familiar. You dwell in it. Let me help you with this analogy. Imagine consciousness as an enormous, big house containing many rooms, yeah? There's a room of gratitude, a room of possibility, a room of fear, a room of resentment, a room of wonders, a room of shame, a room of peace, a room of abundance, of scarcity, a room of love, a room of suspicion, and the room has windows. And every room and this window has a way it looks at life. If you spend long enough time in the room called resentment, almost everything begins to look offensive. If you spend enough time in a room called fear, almost everything will now begin to look like something that threatens you. That's why they say, to him that holds the hammer, every problem looks like a nail. Because that's what you have to bring to it. Am I helping you? If you inhabit the room called insufficiency, almost everything will have to remind you of what you do not. And I say this with all humility. Joseph Murphy changed my perception. The statement, never talk about economic hardship, can't just leave me. Expand your means. Constantly look at how you expand your means. Spend whatever comes to you that you choose to spend it with gratitude. Arigato, what the Japanese call it. Never spend money with the intention or with the mindset that, oh, I'm taking £100 from my account, so I'm not going to have £100 in my account. No, you are exchanging it for something. Celebrate whatever you are exchanging money for. The consciousness of wealth that creates wealth. I have friends who make thousands more than I have ever made. And sometimes it saddens me when I hear them complain about not having. So it tells me it's never even about about your bank balance. The state of mind. It's a state of mind. Here's the mistake. After living in one room for so long, you forget that you are in that room. See, I remember Amma used to say this, like, I walk out, the moment I enter the house, I see what's up. But they are sat there. I walk into someone's room and I'm telling him, why is that there? Why is that there? Why is that there? He sat there. It's become normal. So he doesn't see anything wrong with it. See? And here's the difference. I share with people. To say I am afraid and I am experiencing fear are not the same thing. Yes, you can experience fear. But I am afraid becomes an adopted identity. I'm experiencing fear is an awareness. But as a result of my experience of fear, my conclusion that the world is dangerous has become an identity I have built. So every time I experience fear, I connect, my subconscious mind connects it with danger. Think about the story of being stood on the edge of a precipice and being stood in your room. In both instances, in both scenarios, standing is involved. The connection with danger comes from the stories we tell ourselves. If you stood on the edge of a precipice and you don't tumble over, you're safe. But the thought of, ooh, what if I fall over, is what gives you that idea of danger. There's no difference between walking and climbing. It's all movement. But the thought of, if I fall, I will break my leg or I will break my hip, is what makes you call it danger. How different is diving into a pool from diving from the sky to the ground? It's the same. It is the same. And I make a canvas, I said.
The pool is different from the ground.
Oh, but we choose our association of danger. We choose it. We choose it. How it's been identified that snakes don't bite kids? Why? Is it because the snake sees, oh, this one is a baby, so I'll play with it? Because they do not exude any awareness of danger or fear or dread to the snake. There are so many stories of how kids were exposed to snakes and they never bit them. But the adult comes already panic. Then that's what is projected. And then Abuano just mirrors it. And then there's a collision. You see, a friend of mine shared with me, she just recently went to South Korea, and she visited, I think it's a Buddhist temple or a temple like that, where she said that there's a hall of coals, okay, and it burns, and then they challenge you to walk on it barefoot, okay. And so, like, Papa, I started the mere sight of it horrified me. And then I tried. And I could feel the heat. But then my sister was just walking, carrying on. I'm like, is it not the same terrain or surface that I am feeling the heat and she's walking on? And then it appeared to me that she's lost conception of it being something that can cause pain. The heat is intense, but it's not designed to hurt you. And then she closed her eyes and boom, 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 she walked on it. About 3 meters. Did it change? Did the floor didn't change. But the perception of danger, the connection of danger to it changed. We can argue all we can. It is what it is. To feel disappointed is totally different from you making statements like life disappoints you. You having financial struggles per time is an awareness, but I am broke is an identity. Awareness will always leave the door open, but identity locks the door, solidifies the state, and binds itself to it. So the work of awakening is not to pretend the room does not exist or the situation does not exist. As I said, we cannot bamboozle the facts with metaphysical language. It's just to remember that I'm in a room. And I can walk out at will. There are other rooms, there are other timelines that I can switch to, think back to timelines when we're dealing with. And that's why children often live in a different world. Do children have problems? Yes and no. You know, but kids possess something that we have lost as adults. They do not have decades or years of accumulated interpretations that stand between themselves and whatever they are experiencing. Yeah. I've watched kids have very heated arguments to the point that sometimes these boys all occasions where you can really feel that the house is shaking, they are being physical. The next moment they are just having a laugh. If that happens between two adults, that would be them falling out for years. See? They recover quickly. That's the thing. And that's why we've lost or we lose as adults. A child can feel devastated at 2 p.m. By 2:15, they have forgotten that even happened. They are having a laugh. As adults, we are very good at getting offended in 1998. And by 2016, we are still discussing the shit that happened to us. and how he felt and how it made me feel and all that rubbish that comes with it. That is depression. Think about that. As much as it sounds cliche, the event might have lasted for 5 minutes. But the psychological event and the psychological torture has lasted for 28 years. Why do we keep doing this to ourselves? The issue is never the original circumstance, but the memory, the identification, the rehearsal, the meanings we put to it. Carrying yesterday into today, and then wonder why today feels too old or feels so old. This may be the reason why the world appears like a fresh day to a child every time. There are very fewer filters for the person. See, as adults, very few things arrive alone. Every time we are having an experience, we have got something to connect it with. We never treat things in isolation. So one may walk into one relationship and they're already carrying the previous relationship with it. See, the financial challenges arriving at a particular time in this month, it's already carrying with it the experiences of previous year. I have a disagreement with someone that looks like an experience I've had before, and all of a sudden I'm carrying the betrayal of that experience and importing it into this fresh experience in anticipation of it going the same way. You get credit, you experience what sounds or feels like a criticism, and then instantly the previous wounds, the childhood wounds and the memories, we import it, we accompany it with it. And unfortunately or sadly, we live with children and then we are the ones who train them to inherit these deficiencies. Every present moment in front of us is crowded with ghosts. I call them ghosts of occurrences and ghosts of trauma. And now, the adage and what's it called? The adage comes in: life has changed. Life hasn't changed. No. You have imported your baggage into it. Perhaps you are allowing your present to carry too much of the past. I've said it from the beginning of the year, these teachings are liberating and you need to plug yourself into them. Who is feeling liberated? I am. And I won't tell you what I don't practice. Everything I share, either I've experienced it or I am experiencing it. All right, Kay, I'll call you later today, all right? Love you, girl.
Thank you. Love you too.
All right. Are we good? Are there any questions or any additions? Any idea me the litmus does even so. Any question, any addition? Yeah, Paul.
Not from me, sir.
Another Bunzakaba. Osea Nisrona and Kwasiafuya. Anyway. You see, when let me say this and just finish. When we experience repeated dissatisfaction, it can gradually move us towards a poorer quality of experience. And it's something that we need to understand carefully. I'm just thinking about. There's absolutely nothing wrong with noticing or recognizing that something needs improvement. There's nothing wrong with it. Good. It's good. Because if we aren't, yes, we say godliness with contentment is great gain, but if it is healthy dissatisfaction that causes us to improve our performance, and that causes us to improve our results, isn't it? That causes us to improve our outcome. So it is good. It's what will make you leave an unhealthy relationship. It's what will make you change career. It's what will make you want to improve your health. I remember a couple of years ago, after leaving, now I live a very sedentary lifestyle, or I believe it's a very sedentary lifestyle for a while. And I had broken my working regime for some time, and I sat and I was doing my briefing, and this is someone I can hold my breath for 2 minutes without stress. And I sat down, did my vibrant, energetic breaths, 30, sat down, hold. By the time I got to 30 seconds, I could literally feel the tension and the fatigue in my body. That was an indication to me that my veins are building plaque. And I became disheartened. I need to improve them. If I didn't take that feedback, maybe I wouldn't have changed anything. And then I started hitting it hard again. I started becoming conscious. Oh, you know what, Charlie? Don't just let business draw you into being overly sedate. And I monitored it. And within a space of 2 weeks, I had gotten myself back to being able to hold my breath two minutes without stress. It's a very good indication. If you struggle to hold your breath for any longer than 60 seconds without panicking, it's your system giving you a warning. Don't disregard it. The system is warning. So if you struggle holding your breath for at least 60 seconds or more, it's your system giving you warnings. Yeah, about the state of your heart, the condition of your lungs, your veins, your arteries. Yeah. So it's a very simple test. I do it every day. Do it. So just do energetic breath. For 30 counts, and once you've done 30 and you've exhaled, that's a trick. You are not holding breath in and holding. You've exhaled, letting oxygen out, and you just sit or lie and just count. You should be able to do that for at least 60 seconds without struggling. At least 60 seconds. If you're struggling to hold it after you have expanded at the 30th out breath, there is a problem that you need to begin to work on and improve your lung and your heart capacity. Free tip. Yeah, where you put Francis? I think I should tell him to do that one. Yeah. No, it will help someone to save lives. Without that healthy dissatisfaction, we will not build anything better. So the problem or the issue is not recognizing what is wrong theoretically. The danger begins when dissatisfaction becomes your dominant relationship with life, where you are dissatisfied with life, you are dissatisfied with everything, nothing pleases you, nothing is ever enough. That then becomes bondage. Because then you are no longer reacting to or responding to problems. You are now training yourself to find problems. And you know, the mind is extraordinarily obedient. Whatever you want it to do, it will do it. You tell your mind repeatedly to show you what is wrong, it will go to work thinking and find you what's wrong. These people are annoying. He is so annoying. She is so annoying. And you begin to collect evidence about how life is shite without forgetting that you are the one creating the evidences. And if you enter marriage thinking that my partner never understands me, I've lived it, so I know. Every imperfect response will be a proof that your partner doesn't understand you. So every time you listen to the news, you think the world is finished and the world is collapsing and we are not getting it. It's never going to get better. That will become your thesis. And you have the evidence to fulfill it and satisfy it. You just become tuned to finding bad stories, seeing corruption, seeing disappointment, and then confirmation bias. You'll be finding evidences to confirm the theory that you have formed that the world is a shit place. So every expectation we hold, attention or awareness will search for the confirmation. I've said this too many times and there's no debate. Confirmation strengthens your expectation. And then your expectations will begin to sharpen your attention. See? That's when you have dreams and you rehearse the dream so energetically and it happens and you think that, oh, I had a dream and it happened. You know, you didn't have a dream and it happened. No, you sold yourself a story and the reality of it was painted. Expectation sharpen attention. And then you get more confirmation. Let us teach you about confirmation bias. See. So this, let me just put a caveat there. This doesn't mean that negative facts are imaginary. But maybe you have become increasingly unable to perceive that anything outside the patterns that you have yourself. That is the problem. Carl Jung said this and I loved it. And I repeat it verbatim. I heard it and I just couldn't unhear it. He says that the average human can become imprisoned by facts that are arranged into an incomplete worldview. The average human can be trapped or imprisoned by the facts are accurate, but the facts are arranged to let them see the world with an incomplete what's called perception. That's why we keep things black. That is subtle, because the worldview does not need to be entirely false to imprison you. It only needs to become total in your reality to imprison you. I'm done. That's how I wanted to end it. And that wasn't poetic enough.
It was.
I think I should stop speaking like a 1970s philosopher. Are there any questions? I sincerely was hoping that, yeah. But I have a few things on my heart about which I think we have to, because I want us to transition into the deeper shift next week before we go on to the next session. And I'll try to stick to my notes so that I finish it well. Any questions? Are there any questions? Okay. And someone left with the same old rubbish excuse that his battery died.
His battery died.
I refuse to accept that excuse. You should come to service with a fully charged battery. I want us to just sit and enjoy a breath for the next 60 seconds. Let your mind go to 2 key points from everything you've heard this morning. How differently is what you've heard going to influence you? Just let it, just sit with it. Without forcing an impression. Let it rise through you. As we live and continue in this sacred flow, we release every barrier we have placed before love. We release resentment, we release bitterness, we release condemnation, we release fear. And the need to force another human or life itself to satisfy us. We cease searching outside ourselves for the love the infinite has already planted within. Perfect love dwells, inhabits us as us. It lives within us now. And we allow it to think through our mind. We allow it to look through our eyes. We allow it to speak through our words. And we meet every person, every individual through the presence of this love. Where fear once gave interpretations, love now sees. Where our hurts and pains once reacted, love now responds with power. In a space where our personal will struggled, we surrender to the perfect self within. Step into this week, therefore, without grasping. Love and allow yourself to love. Bless without cursing in consciousness. Lower the barrier and let the infinite good within you find its best and sharpest expression. Perfect love goes before us because perfect love lives within us. And we release one another into the sphere and this field of love. God is established, and so it is. Ashe. Now from the center, where God remains God, each and every one of us, in all its magnificence and splendor, I bless you. I bless you. And God bless you. Shalom and life as all of us. Bye-bye.